if there's anybody in that big three who I'm trying to hold on to for right now, it's Zach LaVine. It's not necessarily that I believe that he's gonna all of a sudden develop into an all NBA type player, but he fits with whoever you may be able to bring in this next whatever this next iteration of the Bulls is going to be. Like he can play theoretically with so many different guys, as long as they're not,
as long as they're not
married to the mid range.
Yeah, right. Well, Goose brought up something interesting right before you hopped on. I don't know if you were in the waiting room for that part. He asked what the newfound motivation was. And Goose, I'll start with you on that, and then we'll go to Drew. Do you think it's because he sees it becoming his team, or do you think like Pat Bev really did give him a kick? I'm not saying like Pat Bev is like this all-world leader or anything, but maybe reassurance of you're like one of the best scorers in the league when you're focused on scoring the ball. Like, do you think that is what did it for him? I mean, he's already spoken so highly of Pat Bev. I mean, I'm shooting the shit here. I have no idea why he's gotten better. Goose, I'll let you take that there.
I think it's the perfect storm of everything. I think when you sign a big contract like he did, you feel like this is going to be your home for at least that 4 years with that player option, the fifth year being there. You come into the season full in, buying into this, and the way the season starts, you have the fan base starting to turn on you during your recovery period. You have the trade deadline. You now have your front office. You have confirmation that your name was legitimately in trade talks and they were entertaining them. So
right.
I think leading into the break, you have Zach going on vacation, kind of questioning a little bit of everything. And hopefully the answers he found are that wherever I am, I know I need to be that dude. And then you have somebody like Pat Bev who comes in, who I've referenced as a discount Lonzo Ball in the sense that he does the two things that Zoe does, the three-point shooting availability to space, and then the point of attack defender, and also not needing the ball in his hands. I think when a guy like that's a veteran comes in the league and reassures you that you are that dude, it's a lot easier to go out and do those things.
Right. Drew, what do you think?
I think it just comes down. I've only been around him a couple times. Obviously been watching him since he's been a Bull, but I think it's even simpler than that. I think he's somebody who gets off on proving people wrong, or getting the last laugh. Now, the caveat to that, I don't know if he cherishes his individual stats in terms of being able to say that over the team. I hate to say that, but just given what we've seen from him and the Bulls during his career here, I think that's fair to throw out there. He's made it a point to tell us many times about how much he cares about winning. Before AK got here, that's all he talked about was never mind the All-Stars or the All-NBA accolades, because those will come hopefully when this team starts to win. But I do think it's just very simple that he likes to, or he takes pleasure in proving people wrong. And I think it makes sense from the standpoint of, we know he puts in countless hours on his offense and trying to become the best weapon he can be for a team. But I just think that's pretty much where his motivations lie. Of course, he definitely wants to win. I don't want to make it sound like he's just out here just stat padding. I know that's all the craze now to talk about in the NBA, but I do think he takes pleasure in kind of that I told you so. I knew I was going to get better and improve my numbers once my knee got healthy.
Yeah, I see. I would be all right with that, honestly. And I'm just being 100% honest. Like, I'd be okay with him wanting to prove people wrong while doing it under the umbrella of winning, and wanting to win. Zach, I mean, you saw that stat that came out, 500 games played, guys? What was it? He had like the worst winning percentage of all time or something like that in NBA history. I mean, there's a lot of players that came through in the NBA and played on some shitty teams. I mean, that's something hard to kind of wrap your head around. As I look at him, though, he's a puzzling guy to me. How professional he keeps it in all the interviews that he does, and you've been around him. And if anybody does not know here, Drew also does work for It's the Bigs, and Drew has press credentials. He gets to talk to the players here and there. He gets to talk, go into press conferences and ask Billy Donovan questions. So he's been around these guys. What I've never been. I've just watched from afar, and I can never put my finger on what he's feeling. It's like either annoyed or elated, and I don't really know if there's any in between with Zach. But if it comes down to winning, I love it.
If Zach's going to put up 35 points on a 70% true shooting because he's pissed at Billy and pissed at AK, keep poking those buttons. I don't care. Never let him feel comfortable here. Just keep trying. Just let him. If that's the motivation that he needs and that's what he thrives off of, feed it to him. Give it to him.
I mean, his numbers since December, guys, have been pretty fucking fire in general. 27 points a game, about 5.5 boards, I think it was, about 4 assists, and he's shooting 49% from the field, 38% from three.
Cowley's on the same bus that Zach likes the negative attention and that fuels him. Because Cowley's pretty good with them Twitter fingers when it comes to Zach.
You think they're the cohesive unit there, talking shit to motivate him.
And he'll pull that curtain back occasionally and let you know, like, no, I know Zach's a good guy, but I'm also going to hit you with some facts. But I'm curious if Joe knows that that's part of Zach's motivation and he just keeps that fire cooking all season and all season long.
Could be. I think Joe just likes to poke at Bulls Nation more than anything, man.
Yeah,
he knows exactly the response he's going to get to these tweets. He they fall. A lot of us or a lot of people. They take the bait. Yeah.